Hey world, today I'm going to be talking about labels in the queer community because honestly there's a lot, and I'm not going to explain labels. I'm going to just explain like the concept of labels and why they're important and what they mean to people and how we can be more respectful and open-minded to people who identify in different ways. But before I get into that, I just want to update you guys. I have been having a good summer. It was a rough start. I moved to a new place and it's been a hard adjustment, but things are looking up. I'm getting like used to the new place and getting into a new routine, so pretty good. I also just want to let you guys know that I am working on creating an Instagram account for this channel and for my podcast. I was thinking of like combining, like just have like clips and reels of like both my channels, and yeah, I'm working on that. I've just been so busy. Also, I've never used Instagram before, so I don't really know how Instagram really works. I'm very offline other than YouTube, so it's a work in progress, but I will keep you guys updated on that so we can create a little fan base here. But anyways, let's get into the video. So, as you well know, there's lots of labels in the queer community, and that's because, people want to create categories so we can stay organized, and it's like help us know everything because, fear of the unknown, we want to know everything. We don't like not knowing something. And especially when it comes to ourselves, labels help us better understand ourselves. This is valid, it's valid to identify with any label, to feel seen, to feel connected to a certain community. But it's also important to add that labels are arbitrary. They are socially constructed. We just kind of made something up so we can feel more secure with ourselves. And I think, my opinion, is we are way too complex to be labeled. But I honestly identify with certain labels because they're very general categories. I feel more part of a community, and I think that's why a lot of people choose to label themselves a certain way so that they can find community. It's not just to be, as some conservatives may say, to be special or to be different. It's really not about that. It's really just to feel seen and to feel, just to know yourself, feel fulfilled with yourself. That's why it is important for us to support each other in however we identify. No one is too weird or too much for their label, and no one should have to justify how they identify, prove that they are what they are. For example, I'm bisexual. I don't need to prove that by being with a dude, because it's really hard out here, guys. I don't know if this is a universal thing for trans guys or bisexual guys, but I'm particularly having a hard time here. The next thing I wanted to add was, if someone's label doesn't make sense to you, honestly, it's okay to not know about a certain label. And if someone tells you there's something and you don't know what that is, it's okay to not understand at first, but we can develop understanding by accepting someone just as they are and learning more about the person and learning more about what their label means to them. you know, I'm not saying ask like questions. Like, some people don't want to explain themselves, and that's perfectly okay. Like, just make sure you're not like bothering the person with questions, and just like be respectful for, you know, in understanding that person. I have, like I said before, seen some ignorant comments on this channel, and I just want to remind the world to be respectful and open-minded to everyone. And that's all I wanted to say to you guys. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If you learned something, or if you just like what I have to say, you can subscribe, give me a like, any validation, honestly.